right, so welcome to Intro to Art / Ethnic Studies. Today is April 14th. Like usual, I just want to go over the class rules. There we go. Make sure to be respectful to others. Only use annotation and chat features when asked. If you have a question, raise your hand. Do your best. A few tips are to have a notebook / paper and pencil for notes. If possible, find some quiet space. Make sure to ask some questions and to attend office hours if you have any additional questions that cannot be answered during the session. So for stress check, if you are watching this at home, make sure that you comment somewhere on Schoology how you're feeling. That not only lets me know that you watched this video, it just lets me know how you're doing. A 0 means that you're in a good space and you can focus. A 10 means you can't manage your emotions and behaviors right now. And then there's something in the middle where something might be bothering you, but you can still focus. So just put what number you feel like you're at. Now today's objectives are that you will learn about 1-point perspective. You'll understand that all lines appear to meet at a single point on the horizon in linear perspective. You'll also understand that receding lines create edges that appear to go back into space. But before that, I want us to review the do now. So hopefully you got a chance to finish your do now. I know this one says do now for 4/16/20. It should actually say for 14/20. So let me go ahead and make that change on here. So for this one, I wanted us to review some song lyrics. For number 1, it said, I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadows. If I fail, if I succeed, at least I'll live as I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity. So for the response, I just want you to write, what do you understand from these lyrics and what might they mean? So what do you think they mean? When the person who sang this, and then this one is Whitney Houston. So when Whitney Houston sang this song, what do you think they were trying to say by saying, I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadows? What did they mean, or what did she mean when she states, if I fail, if I succeed, at least I'll live as I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity. So again, that's part of a song. What do you think these mean? For question number 2, I'm asking you to look at that same piece of the song, so those same lyrics, and how can you relate them to your life? Okay. So for example, if I look at them, it meant that when it says, I personally take them that if I decided, where it says, I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadows, that means that I'm going to be my own individual, I'm going to be independent. And that way, if I fail or if I succeed, it means that I'll live being me and no one else. And then that's just something that no one can take away from you. So how can you relate it to your life? And I would relate it by saying that I'm going to be myself. And that this means that I should be myself, and no matter whether I fail or I succeed, at least I did it by being who I am. And I did want to click, hopefully it allows me to, let's see, no, of course. I do want to play that clip. Let me go ahead and try to, okay, that explains why. First of all, let me just quickly change this. And then let me see if now it'll let me play it. I want to pause it because it actually started a little bit after what I wanted you to hear. It's this part. This is a part of the song that we're reviewing. So So because this is an intro to art class, I think a lot of the time we focus on art as being drawing or painting, but we do have to remember that art can be dancing, art can be music, art can be sculptures, and art can be just so many different things. So I did want us to also focus a little bit on music, but I wanted you to hear this type of music because I know sometimes we're stuck in with listening with what we're used to, with what we like, and it's good to be exposed to different types of music. And Whitney Houston is someone who was very known, very famous, very just an icon when it comes to music. So I wanted you to hear what those lyrics mean. I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadows, the ones that I put in your do now, what it sounded like. Okay? So that's it for your do now. If you didn't get a chance to do it before class, go ahead and do that after. So now the lesson of today is to create a 1-point perspective. So create an original artwork of a street scene using a horizon line, a vanishing point, and receding lines to indicate the illusion of 3D. Now I was going to show you guys a video, but because you'll probably be watching this at home, I'll just do a quick jot, so a quick little design. We're not going to make it look just like this one. We're going to make it a lot more simple just to give you guys the idea of what it's supposed to look like. But remember that I do expect you to turn in your work. So the best way to do it is by sending it to me through Schoology. You can take a picture of it and upload it. Usually during class, I'll have you show it to me on video, but since you'll probably be watching this later on, that's a bit difficult to do. So let's go over some vocabulary. A horizon line is a line where water or land appears to end and the sky begins. So if we go back to this picture, you see this line? This is the horizon line because it seems like that's where the land ends and the sky begins. That's the horizon line. Now, 1-point perspective is a form of linear perspective in which all lines appear to meet at a single point on the horizon. If we look here, look, all the lines seem to meet somewhere up here or somewhere in this area, but all lines seem to meet within the general area. Receding lines, lines that move back or away from the foreground. So these are lines that make it seem like it's a 3D image. So if you look at this, it's a picture that looks like you can walk on that road if you were to step ahead. And the vanishing point is a point on a horizon line where lines between near and distant objects appear to meet in order to produce an illusion of depth. So if we look at this image, this point here, notice that's where it seems like the lines meet. That would be our vanishing point. So for today's lesson, for the 1-point perspective, the point is for you to create an original artwork of a street scene using a horizon line, a vanishing point, and receding lines to indicate the illusion of 3D. We want to make it seem 3D. Just like in this picture, it looks like you can walk on it. That's the point of this, is to make it look 3D. And that's what we worked on when we did the iceberg and when we did the block names. We try to make things look a little bit 3D and realistic. So for this one, you should be including 6 buildings, a road, details, and some extra. So make it look like a street. I will just teach you the basics, and then you have to go back and add the extra things that you're supposed to include. So based on this, let me erase that thing as it's, okay, there we go. Our first step would be to use a horizon line. So this is my horizon line. Now on this, using this tool that I'm using, it's on the EV Scribe. It's a bit difficult to erase things because if I erase something, so let me show you what it looks like if I try to erase just a little part. Notice everything disappears. So I'm gonna do my best to erase as much as I can, but it might be a bit difficult, okay? So the first thing is you do a horizon line. That's where our land is gonna end, and this appears where our sky starts. So then we choose a vanishing point. You can choose it on the side, you can choose it in the middle. Remember, the vanishing point is where all things meet. So for our vanishing point here, I'm gonna do it right in the middle. That's gonna be the point where everything meets. And then we need to create receding lines to make the illusion of things that are 3D. So I'm gonna start off, because we do need a road, I'm gonna make my road just like in that picture. So starting from here, I'm gonna make something that looks kind of like a triangle shape. So I'm gonna make it like this, like that. And on that road, if you want, you could add lines. If you add lines to your road, make sure that they're big at first and they start getting smaller, because as they start going further, they should, I did it a little bit too soon, but they should start getting smaller and smaller so that it looks like it's going away from you. So notice how it looks like this is the road that you're gonna walk on. Now it says at least 6 buildings. When you do buildings, so let's say I put a building here. I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna add my, maybe I'll add a door because it says add doors, windows, bricks. I might add my windows. Now that doesn't look 3D. It looks like I just drew a house. What's gonna make it look 3D is we're gonna make lines that go towards that vanishing point. Let me make our vanishing point a different color so you can see what that color, so we can make it clear what the vanishing point is. That's our vanishing point. So all our lines need to be going that way. So I'm gonna make a line from this corner going that direction. Now, when you're at home, you can probably do all this, okay? Oh, there you go, I figured out a way to do it. Like this, so it connects. And then we check if there any other corner. Yep, there is. And you connect it to the vanishing point. Now, this is where you connect it this way as well. So that way it looks from there to there, and then you want to connect it down here this way. Now, when you're at home, what you want to do is, because again, that looks a little off, right? So you want to make sure to erase some of these lines. You want to make sure that only the building is left. So I'm going to erase this line, and this line. So notice that my building kind of does look a little bit more 3D. Now, something I might want to go back and change is if I were to be doing this on paper and making neater, I would erase this part. And instead, to make it look more realistic, I might put the door on this side. But if I put the door on this side, remember the lines kind of have to go towards your vanishing point. So it is going to go kind of that way. And then I'm going to make my window. So again, kind of, and if not, just like that. But that way, if I were to be in the car or whatever I may be on, if you're on a road, usually the doors are facing the road. So now you can add a few extras. You can either add a street sign. Again, remember, everything's going towards the vanishing point. So if you do add a street sign, it would be going like in that direction. And then maybe I might color it in all red. And then maybe with black letters, I might write some billboard message. Hello. Yeah. And you're gonna add little designs to your road to make it seem like a street. I might decide to add a tree. Oh, I meant to put, again, on this, it's a little bit difficult to draw on, but I would just start adding little details. Now at the end, if I want, I can even add some clouds. I might want to be able to add some clouds here. I might add, the sun might be over here. Notice I can add a bunch of buildings. I can just start adding things to make it look more realistic. I will probably be putting a YouTube video too on Schoology that gives you a better idea of how to draw this, and it goes into it with a little bit more detail. All right, so what are your next steps? So after class today, make sure to go back and complete your do now if you haven't finished that. Make sure to submit a picture of your assignment before the next class. So that means I want a picture of this, okay? Before Thursday. And then also before Thursday, make sure to complete the do now. And should be listed as, again, it should be 416 because that's the other do now. And then if you have any questions, I have office hours Wednesdays and Fridays from 2 to 3 p.m. So you're more than welcome to come and I can help you with anything you may need.